computer. All right. So everyone here knows each other, so we don't need to like have a big intro. You guys know Elena. She's been here before. And okay, so let me just
I love the E.
Elena.
Incognito.
Yeah, I know. E. And I love the fact that it's lowercase too. You just, Okay. All right. So I am going to post these questions that we're going to be working with today. So you are going to need a notebook and a pen. And I had this idea of working with these questions that came up in the book, and I'm going to go over them in detail. But if you don't have a paper and a pen, if you could go out and get those right now. And
does Elena know about the book? Does she know what the book is?
Well, I'm going to share it right now in a minute.
Okay.
So you need those two things, and then you also are going to need like a lightweight item to do our Cogno session. And all of you are not new to Cogno, so you probably already have something. At the very least, it could be a pen. So don't get too stressed about it. Okay. So I'm going to show you the book. Okay, so this is, Risa recommended this book many months ago, and I just ordered it. And I don't know if it's showing up reverse for me, but it's Sonia.
No, it's right.
It is? Okay, good. For me, it's completely reversed. I don't know what. Ask Your Guides. And I actually did not order it on Audible because I wanted to like underline it. And although she does have it on Audible as well. And the coolest thing is she reads it, which is like
nice.
Always
Love
amazing.
that.
Authors read their own books because they're so much more genuine. Like it just feels like it flows much better because they understand the content much more. So anyway, I'm going to share the screen of our 3 questions that we were going to work with today. And then I'm going to read you a quote from the book. Hold on, let me pull up my question. Okay, so that's the last one. Okay, so the first, we don't write anything down like at all yet. So the 3 questions we're going to be working with today is my spirit is, and or I am a blank spirit. And we're going to get a chance to also share some of these if we want. My spirit is fed by, and I actually had a lot of fun going through these on my own. And then the last one is my spirit's name is, and I'm going to read you. I'll share those questions again. So if you didn't get them, don't worry, not a biggie. I'm going to read you a little bit. It's like 2 small paragraphs from the book that sort of will start us off. Okay. Sorry, I had it already and now I don't know why my pen went to another location. Okay, so before you can connect with your spirit guides, let me go get my granny glasses, Kathy. I do have another pair. Okay, these are for computer glasses, so that's why I'm struggling. Before you can connect with your spirit guides, you must first become aware of your own beautiful spirit. Seeing and experiencing yourself in this way may be unfamiliar, but it's the truth of who you are, who we all are, and the foundation of living a blessed spirit-guided life. And then the next part is, although we all share the same eternal breath of life, our spirits express that force differently in each one of us, like flowers that are similar yet unique at the same time. Each spirit has its own individual and special character, a specific vibration that's totally distinct from our personality, which serves as a defensive shield around our spirit. And it's essential to know the difference. The best way to understand the force and power of your own spirit is to start recognizing what makes you personally come alive. Okay, so so in answering these questions, I thought it'd be really fun to combine the questions with Cogno, and the reason being that when we're doing Cogno, we're really engaged. I mean, it has two purposes. Cognomovement has a very calming effect on our nervous system, but it also, our entire brain and our entire nervous system is engaged while we're thinking. So I think it will have a more impactful effect or on our brainstorming, if you may. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to look at the first question. Let me pull it up again. Not that one. Okay. So what I thought is, I noticed that before it's really hard to focus when I'm talking as we're doing Cogno. So you're not able to really like get in your space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually time myself and have those silences, like a chunk of silence. So maybe it's going to be like 4 minutes where we're going to be doing Cogno, and we're going to just have our pen ready also and sort of like capture some of these things that come up. And we've all done Cogno before, so I'm not going to preach to the choir, but I am going to remind you that anything and everything that comes up is valid. We're not going to analyze anything. We're not going to censor ourselves. We're just going to be doing the infinity first. So the infinity is, of course, just moving, going to not wear your glasses, moving the object that you have in the form of a number 8 that is laying down in front of our face and as slow as possible. And we're going to be trying to see what comes up when we say, my spirit is, or I am a, what kind of spirit am I? And see what comes up. And a lot of times we just need to sort of take a few seconds. Don't be so hard on yourself if nothing comes up at first. It's probably because things need to settle down first in order for things to come up. So I'm actually going to do maybe like 4.5 minutes. Does that sound okay with you guys? I can't see you. Hold on. Does that sound okay? All right. So we're going to do like 4.5 minutes where you're just going to take notes. Then we're going to take a break. And if we want to share out anything that came up during our brainstorming. Okay. All right, let's get started. I'm really excited about this. Anybody have a question before we move on? Okay. Hey, Siri, give me a timer for 4.5 minutes.
4 minutes and
Okay.
seconds. Counting down.
All right. Okay. 4.5 minutes. I love all the yawning. I'm going to stop sharing so you guys can see me. I realized that I needed to mute myself because I wanted to do the session myself. So I would love to share what I got, but anybody else want to start? All right. Okay, so it was interesting because I feel like some of these things I already kind of knew, but then there were some things that came up that were just like, oh, I am, and it's kind of neat that you kind of get to know yourself. Like, anyway, so obviously I felt, creative, curious, but then the things that came up was highly sensitive, which I am. A color came through, like deep purple. Romantic came through, and warm and intense came through, and free and inclusive. So those are my words that came up. Thought that was interesting. Like, some that I thought were pretty obvious, but then some really cool new ones that I don't know. I don't know if I would have gotten them otherwise, but Risa?
I was going to say, I got a list every time I went, Kathy, every time I went around, and mine started with happy, joyful, grateful, blessed, and learning. But I don't know how far through I started going the opposite way that I started. And then I got lazy and procrastination. And then I got colorful, creative, and the last one I got was, I just kept saying it over, my spirit is.
Yeah.
And then literally the last one was me.
I love it. Well, so that's a good one to do when we do it again.
Right.
Do it the other way, because
Yeah.
you definitely use your whole brain, because, it spit up the like all opposites.
Right.
The end of the spectrum.
It kind of threw me off a little bit because it was like lazy and procrastination. That is so me. So apparently I need to learn.
Thanks so much for sharing. Yeah. Kathy? I see you unmuted, so I'm hoping that.
Oh, Elena can go first.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't writing as we were doing. I was just.
Well, I don't know. Does Elena want to share? Elena, would you like to share it?
Yeah, I got I got nice, but sometimes too nice, and then I got muffled as one of them, and I also got I saw like green and blue in mine.
So you got a color too.
I don't know. I couldn't like focus on too many positives this time.
And can I interject also before Kathy speaks? Sorry, is the book did offer up a practice for like a couple of pages later on like different ways to feel into things. And it started with like your pets, or like feel into people, and like just how would you define people in your world, and what does their spirit feel like to you, and to go into like plants in your house and each individual plant, and what energy do they have. And it was really interesting because I went through each of my plants and I was like, wow, they all have, and then it said, don't be too hard on yourself. Just like spit out like whatever comes through, it was really great practice. So I thought I wanted to just add that in there.
Okay, well, there is a lot of green and blue around me right now. Plants and the bags, the care packages, and some bins and things like that are specifically green and blue. So
those two colors go well together too.
Yeah, but my space is getting very tight. Like, I think just like my physical space is getting very tight around the holidays. Like I tend to like, when you like get a lot of packages and you just kind of like let them fester in the corner, like when you go shopping for holiday presents and those are in another corner, and then like my care packages are in another corner, and I'm just feeling a little like I said, like the word muffled came up, and it's just kind of like there's just a lot like physically around me right now.
Well, I think that's a really good thing that you are recognizing that word came up, as well. I feel the same way. Like I have I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Elena, when I was a kid, I grew up Catholic, and so like I called it God, but I always thought God's favorite colors are blue and green because of the blue sky and the blue water, and then so much green grass and trees and.
Yeah, so maybe also related to nature. I mean, I do love nature.
The planet.
Me
When you
too.
see the planet, it's
Yeah.
green. It's blue. I mean, it's like
It's
you
blue
have
and green.
like like green and the sky, and there's all those colors in there. Well, obviously brown too. They always have the planet, but
Yeah. Thanks for that, Kathy.
Oh yeah. Are you complete?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I wasn't writing during because I was just concentrating and trying to stay focused. I'm feeling very unfocused this weekend. So much going on and to do. And so anyway, what I got was sensitive. Wait, the first word was fun. Just fun and laughing, and right away I thought of the spirit guides. Some of the spirit guides that I know about, they're like the dwarves in the Lord of the Rings, the ones, I think it's like the Hobbit movie that, they're not pranksters, but they're jokesters. I don't like pranks. I've never liked pranks. I think they're just mean, and somebody ends up, feeling foolish. But anyway, yeah, so that was the first thing, was like, woohoo, just the fun. So they were definitely in my ear. And then I heard sensitive, and then I heard sensitive eye. And when it was over here, now I've had this allergic reaction. I don't know to what. It started like a week or so ago, and I woke up, was it Thanksgiving morning? It was like, whoa, and all swollen and everything. Did you ever see the movie Hitch with what's his name?
Is that Will Smith?
Will Smith, yeah. He's and he eats there's shellfish in something that he doesn't know, he eats it like everything. It was what I thought of. I mean, it was nowhere near that bad, but so that was interesting that it was, and it's my left eye that it was like sensitive. I heard sensitive eye, and I stopped there. I was like, oh, okay, so like I think something for me about seeing, and that was when I'm like, all right, let me stay focused and not write down yet. And I heard divine, eager, energetic, tired, worn, like feeling worn out. And I heard the word fierce, and then there were words that came after it, like fiercely loving, fiercely loyal. Moon, childlike, colorful, grieving. The holiday, especially my dog Jessie has really been coming up for me. Growing, thriving. When you were mentioning about the plants, like I just noticed earlier today, I'm like, oh, my plants are thriving. Like before and up until now, it's like, oh, please don't die, but they're thriving. And then I heard crystal clear glowing. And I saw like a like a triangle shaped like sphere, and it was clear, and like just colors coming out of it. I'm done.
I love that. I was going to say that just a reflection on what everyone is sharing. Like it's interesting that we're all sharing sort of things about us that are very the same across the board, but then there's layers of stuff. Like, I'm like drawing, this is what my drawing looks like. It's like there's layers of, and then the top layers, kind of like when you show the picture of the planet and then the clouds are on top and they're changing. So like Elena saying like, that right now her, space is kind of cloud, there's stuff all around and that's obviously going to change soon. But right now, this is affecting the energy. And sort of similarly with Kathy, like you were saying, like, right now you're grieving, like this is the sort of the thing. But then there's other things like that are more you all the time, This is kind of interesting.
Well, and it was interesting to me too that those things that I define as negative or downers or whatever, that it's okay that they're part of my spirit. That I mean, kind of like part of it of like everything shall come to pass. But if I don't, and I believe that if I don't know like the plants dying, then I wouldn't have the joy of them thriving, if that was so kind of, and not dichotomy but just the experience of the other, that that I believe that a huge part at least of why I'm here is that to experience those different things so that my soul or spirit or whatever we want to call it has those experiences no matter what they are, and it doesn't define them positive, negative. It's just like it's experience. Okay, woohoo, got that under the belt. What's next?
Yeah, it's all part of that, of what makes you and your energy and your spirit.
Yeah, and me not wanting to just get through the stuff I find uncomfortable or don't like. Me getting over that, so to speak, of like just wanting to get past that, and to feel better or good. So yeah.
Thank you guys. Well, I wanted to share. I know that Elena said she was leaving at 7:30,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry. But I am recording this, Elena. So whenever you end up leaving us, you can always catch up.
Okay, thank you. Have a
Okay.
good day,
Can
guys.
you go back up real quick? Bye, Elena. What was the second thing in the first round?
That one is just I am
a blank spirit. Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
just in case you wanted to phrase it a different way, like I am a fun spirit, or I'm a, yeah. So I thought those were definitely the same. So then the second one is my spirit is fed by, and what we're gonna do instead of just, I'm gonna actually give you a choice. You can do, like, if you remember which direction you went on your number 8, you could do it like Risa did, like go the other way. Or what I was going to do was just go in a rotation, like move my, I have 2 cogno balls and I can't seem to find them right here. Move the ball in a circular manner, and maybe what Risa did, maybe move it the other way and see what comes up. So with this one, you're going to list all the things that feeds your spirit, like what makes you feel alive, you at your very best, at your, your batteries are charged, you're feeling amazing. What makes you feel amazing, I guess. Also, if anyone has anything to add to that, that's pretty much how I see this question. My spirit is fed by, and it could be a phrase, it could be a word. If you have the chance, you can write the list of the things or just remember a couple so if you can share after. So 4.5 minutes, okay? All right. Hey Siri, can you set a timer for 4.5 minutes?
4 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right.
Start
And I'm gonna take my mic off. Okay. That was a little more fun. Like, I felt like it got me going. Anybody want to share? Let me just take off the screen. Kathy?
Yeah, that was more fun. Interesting.
Mhm.
Even though fun was in my first list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, first things that came was trust and belief in me, like self trust and belief in me. Birds versus birds are like birds songs. I love listening to birds. I mean, like I can now. I'll hear a oh, what's the bird that mimics all the others? A mockingbird. I can like hear, and I'll be like, oh, and I'll try to, how many different songs are they? And or I love like when a tree is full of birds and they're all chittering, and I'll just stop and just listen. And so it's not just birds, but their songs. And cardinals, because and them I recognize it. To me, it sounds like a scratch. They make a sound, because to me that's like, I believe loved ones nearby. Nature, so nature big. My spirit is fed by abundance, authenticity, and then moon shadows, like that song moon shadow, which was interesting because moon came up before. When my spirit is moon, I've always loved the moon. Music, and then heart vibration. Like I love when I'm in the car and I crank up a good song, especially, and I'll crank up the bass and like, you feel it. And the same thing with fireworks. Like I like the really loud boom, and I could like feel it inside. I don't know why. It's just something that so a heart vibration, physical and emotional. And then I heard the lyrics, she's a maniac on the floor. And it was more than just dancing. It's like, yep. People have asked, like, I'll say to people, what's your name, Kathy Dennis, like the menace. And somebody asked me, go, are you a menace? I said, yeah, I always was, and I still am, and I'm proud of it now. Anyway, and rainbows. I will stop no matter what I'm doing if it starts raining and the sun is out to go see if I can find a rainbow. Dark chocolate, self-love. My spirit is fed by self-love, dancing, true heart connections. Like what we have, not the false surface. I shouldn't say false, but not like the surface ones. That true, deep down. Quiet. And in this one, this almost seems different, opposite. Quiet, calm, and living out loud.
Nice. I like it.
Those are all beautiful.
Thank you. I'm complete. That's cool.
In my school, when we have the same answer for things, like I kept wanting to go like this. I'm like, yeah, same.
Like a pinky swear thing? Like
it's like this. The kids
okay.
This. Yeah. Back and forth. I don't know.
Cool.
Is that a secret thing that kids do?
I don't know. It makes them feel better knowing that I know that they had that same answer.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I was gonna say that one was a lot of fun. I got nature, all of it. I same thing. It doesn't matter. Birds, all clouds. I love watching cloud formations. Everything. The beach, obviously. I'm sorry. I'm near the beach. Family, long drives. My husband and I take long drives on the weekends. That's and we'll pick some obscure place a few hours away and we'll just drive there for lunch. But it's so cool because it's just us and the road and music if we have it on, and just us talking. So it's awesome. My hammock. I love meditating in my hammock. Good food. Silence. I've not had a lot of silence in my life. There's always like a lot of people, a lot of commotion, just a lot. And I'm learning to enjoy the silence and actual nature and natural sounds rather than just the noise all the time. Positive friends. There's an asterisk there because, we have friends that aren't always positive. Anyway. Ambition and causes. I like causes. I follow a lot of charity work, a lot of, and I'm down to help animals in need. I don't know where if you guys are near this, but here we hear a lot about how there's marine animals and SeaWorld is big, but they're not everywhere. And sometimes, they have to send their teams out like to the coast because there's just crazy stuff going on. And it's just like, I'm all about that. I'm all about like helping them. And anyway, causes and animals, all kinds of animals. And the last one was pretty good for me is humor. I'm definitely on the humor scale.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. I like that. That was a lot of fun. So
I really yeah, I was smiling the whole time and just it felt good. That was why. So similar, I think I had nature. I love rainy days, especially warm rainy days, and connections, good sleep, loving, like what does that say? I don't even read my handwriting. Making people feel safe. That's sort of I don't know. I think it's being in the classroom and just creating an environment that's like a safe environment for a group. Watch those I love. Watch those I love succeed and find happiness and feel great and clean space. I'm trying to work on that right now, but a clean space just automatically makes me feel amazing. And music and specific. You were saying animals and nature. The blue heron. Every time I see a blue heron, I just feel. There's a whole bunch of them in my neighborhood, so I'm complete.
nice.
And Kathy, I wanted to say the bird party. That's what I call when there's a bunch of birds in one bush.
Yes.
Bird party. I'm always like, what's going on in there, guys?
Exactly.
Is it a quinceañera? I just like, it's so cute because they're so adorable. Like, what made him pick that tree?
Exactly. Yeah.
Cutest thing on the planet.
Yes.
I don't know how far away you live from the coast, but when here, like today when we were driving home, yesterday, when we were driving home, there's a nature preserve not too far from us. And it was just, the trees were covered with birds. My immediate thought was, there's a storm coming on the coast because we're only 21 miles from the coast. They all move inland. So it was like, okay, that's my cue to be like, okay, tie down the patio furniture.
Batten down the hatches. Yeah.
Oh, it's like when it's going to rain or a storm and like we bring in the furniture, they're like, this is their way of preparing.
Yep. So blue herons are oh no, that's not what we have. We have the blue cranes. I feed a family of cranes every night.
Aw. I love
huge.
that.
They're huge.
Wow.
Yeah, they just make me feel so in awe, just especially because they build their nests up in the tree and their nests. The herons do. I don't know about the cranes, but I don't know anything about cranes, but the herons I've pretty much read all about them. And
oh wow,
trees are about the size of a half of a twin bed up in the tree. Like
wow.
really neat. And they only come together to meet once a year, and then the rest of the time they're pretty solitary. So it's just really neat seeing them glide over the water.
So
For me, it's
ours, the blue cranes we have, they're almost as tall as me.
Mm.
So the male and female mate for life, and we have quite a few families. But in the springtime, they have a new baby, and so they come through the neighborhood, and everybody leaves a little bit something out. But they know when we're home, when our trucks are home, and if we go to eat dinner, they stand at our front window and stare at us like, "Yo, you forgot to feed me." My husband's like,
hello.
my husband's like peeping toms, and I'm like, "Oh, we forgot to leave something out." So I'll go throw some stuff out. But then
I see a kid's book in that one. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
they've still got the baby, so the baby hasn't, met up with anybody else yet. But by springtime, the baby will be gone, and the new baby, it's the same ones all year. They're always here. They I don't know where exactly they roost, but there's a lake probably a quarter of a mile, down at the end of the subdivision. But as soon as it starts getting dark, they fly off, and they're huge. They're huge.
Oh my goodness, I want to.
Yeah.
Around here, it's geese. Around here, it's geese.
Yeah.
And as you were talking, I'm like, I love listening to the geese and watching them in their V formations, and they too mate for life. And the V formations that they made, I found out that when they migrate and when they come back, that it's not always the same bird that's at the V, that they take turns, and it goes around to the back, and then they honk because they're encouraging the ones in front.
Yeah.
So from behind, they're encouraging them of like, we're right behind you. Keep going, dude. And yeah. And
we have so much to learn from animals.
right? Yeah. Well, and when you were both talking, Miriam, me too, with creating a safe environment. Oh my God, that is always so huge. And like, especially when I was teaching at the jail. And then when you were talking about animals, I'm like, the sound of a dog snoring. That if there's nights I can't sleep, I found a YouTube thing. It goes for I think 3 hours. That to me, and that has been what one of the things I've missed most of Jessie is she would just have this soft snore, and it's like it would lull me to sleep because it's like all is well with the world. Yeah. So on nights that I can't sleep, I'll just put that on. I'll have my phone next to me, and I'll put on that YouTube of a dog snoring, and yeah.
That's true.
Oh my goodness. Even in sleep, they're helping us.
Right? Yes.
Just like cats purring.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every aspect of their being is here to help.
Yep.
It seems like.
Yeah. Yes.
Or assist us in some way.
Exactly.
Let me. Are we complete? Because I want to go to our next.
Yes.
Okay. So our next one is we're going to name our spirit, and my hope is that we come up with one before starting, and so that all we are going to do is say this name and then write down what comes up. And you might already have a name in mind. And the way that the book said it is that if you have a name, it's like a handle. You can easily tap into like what, my spirit is fed by, and all the different characteristics that you thought about in your first Cognos session of the day. But so it's kind of like a handle where you can use it, the name itself, as a way to easily tap into all of, your actual spirit and like reconnect with yourself. So I like that idea of using it. I thought of the word handle, but she said tapping into.
I might have heard it in the first one. This will be interesting to see. I'm not going to say what it is if I'm even remembering right. Okay.
Well, if it's more than one, you could try them out and see what comes up with each one. I have one in mind, and I'm just gonna like keep repeating it over and over again, and then write down what comes up. And what I'm thinking for myself is that what might come up is, like specific physical characteristics or behavioral characteristics, or, who knows what might come up. We'll see.
Mhm.
All right. So what we're going to do next is we're not going to use an object. We're actually going to move. We're going to start low, and we're going to move our eyes left, right, as if like we're going to go left to the wall, right to the wall, starting at the bottom. And then we're going to slowly go higher and higher and higher and higher, higher, all the way to the top. Once you've reached all the way to the top, you're going to start back at the bottom for the entire 4.5 minutes.
So we go up, back and forth, but then when we get to the top, we just come straight down and do it again.
Right.
Always going up. Okay.
Always going up. And, and speed is not important. It's better to qualitatively move your eyes left to right and just really feel those muscles going left to right and make sure there's no gap. So you're pretty much going to go like here, left, right, and then higher level, left, right. Don't be too much of a perfectionist about it, but definitely just try to hit all the layers and going up. All right. All right. And again, you can just, if you, I think it's important to have a name already in mind so that all you're doing is uttering that name and then seeing what comes up when you're uttering that name. Questions? Okay, so I'm actually not going to put my spirit name is because you're just going to be uttering the name. So we're just going to, hey Siri, set a timer for 4.5 minutes.
4
All right.
minutes and 30 seconds.
Ready.
Starting now.
Okay. My eyes are really dry.
Mine are watering from all the yawning.
Oh, yeah. Reese is yawning too. Anybody want to share first how that felt?
I just kept getting the same thing over and over again.
Hmm.
I feel really sleepy. I got I got be the light, teach, and pave the way on repeat,
Hmm.
which is weird.
Hmm.
So interesting.
I like that.
Hmm.
I I'm wondering if while I was doing it, I was thinking that I was actually getting like messages, like
Mhm.
a message, like, oh, I had a really hard time, like
Me too.
a sense of like disconnection from the word that I normally use for my guide's name. And then at the end, what came out was just um, like guide your own light and something about like right now I'm lacking confidence and that's what's keeping like me from feeling more connected to myself. It's kind of
Hmm.
interesting. Yeah, so I did get a message at the end, but I pretty much was stuck on just like saying the name, but I'm thinking I felt really disconnected from the name for the first time.
That's weird. I I I'd already done this exercise and my name actually suited me pretty well. Now I'm not sure.
Hmm.
So I kept doing the same thing. I kept saying the name, and usually when I say the name, it like pops right up. But this time I did. I kept it. It took a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hmm.
huh, interesting. It's funny that mine and yours both said something about the light, like be the
Yeah,
light.
I wrote guide my own light.
And mine said be the light.
Hmm. Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Kathy?
Yeah, I get it. Get something that may answer my question.
Hmm. It feels so funny that both y'all are wearing hoodies.
I'm wearing my Cognomovement hoodie.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Oh,
My
I
sister
can't.
got it for me.
I like it. I
I
can't
like
find
it.
my makeshift cogno ball. I don't know what it is. I think I put it somewhere smart for when there was a dog here that wanted to eat it, and now I
Oh
can't
yeah.
find it. So, when we did the first one, my spirit is, and I am a blank spirit. The what was it? Wabo. I think Wabo or Wabado came to mind. And what came to mind right away, and what I kept hearing this time was my spirit's name is water. And
Ooh.
and it was more like my spirit's name represents water and all of its form and anything to do with water, flow and everything. And what I went to get was recently, I don't remember where I came across this. It's called Sing the Water Song. And you sing to the water 4 times, once in each direction, east, south, west, and north. And it goes ni bi wa bo endayen aki misqui ni bi wa bo hey ya hey ya hey ya hey hey ya hey ya hey ya ho. It's called the Algonquin Water Song. And so that is playing in some of the words, and we did this in my Wednesday night mediumship circle several weeks ago. we were doing something by a creek at one of the people's homes. And I said, do you want to do this water song that I don't remember now where I came across? She said, yeah. And yeah, I mean, the Native American, has been coming through really strong for me. But yeah, and so the words wabo, like that was what I first heard before. And this time, and then I just quick was looking up, the name for water in different indigenous languages, and none of them were like that. But it definitely is about water and everything to do with water, the flow. And
Nice.
I remember saying to my handyman when he was doing the water tank, I'm like, what is with me and water lately? I'm like, first the water meter, they put in the smart meter, and then the toilet, the flange leaking, and then the bathroom sink leaking, now my water tank. And I'm like, there's something, and I just felt like something about me, being in the flow of water. So yes, I'm gonna look into that more, and I got to get the book.
Well, when you were singing it, it was like gorgeous.
Yeah.
It felt really good to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like what I wanted to do was almost like have you sing it, and then on my iMovie I can like duplicate it so it's like an hour and a half long or something.
Yeah, like a loop.
That
Yeah.
would feel so good. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, something about the way you sang it.
I love
Like
this song.
instant feel good, right, Risa? I don't know.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was
It
absolutely
really,
good.
thank you. It really speaks to me, and just
Wow.
yeah.
In Spanish, watery is aguado.
Aguado.
Avocado.
Okay. Aguado.
Aguado. Está muy
And
aguado.
this,
Means like
and this is from the and this is called the Algonquin water song. That's close to
Mhm.
that. Wow.
Mm.
And it was written by 1, 2, 3, Irene Wawaiti Jerome, and assisted by Kathleen Deshane for grandfather William Commanda's Circle of All Nations gathering in Canada in 2002. But I don't know where this came across, and the lady that when we did it at her house, she printed a bunch of these, and I've got them in different rooms in my house. And I just, I love it.
Well, just let's meet up at some point, and then I
Okay.
can just all we have to do is record it one time, and then I can just duplicate it.
Right.
Okay.
That'd be a great meditation.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's something about your voice and you singing it.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, that makes like, yeah. I was like, wait, she was born to do this.
Uh-huh. I agree. I agree because I got chills.
I know.
Yeah. Oh,
And you know, I don't do compliments. So,
I know.
you know, that's a big deal.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big one.
Oh.
What was her name? Irene what?
Irene, WAWAT like Tom, IE, and then the last name Jerome, JEROME.
Okay.
It's called Sing the Water Song.
Sing.
Hmm.
Sing the water. Huh. Interesting. That sounds cool.
And I don't know what each of the words means, but you can find it on YouTube. You know what? I'll look for I think I've probably got the thing open here. I'll send it to you. But yeah, I'll sing it because it just speaks. It's spoken to me since the first time I heard it. I was like, oh my God. And when I started my write-up for my bio, and I'm like, oh my God, the sweat lodges I did, and and that really gets me into
Hmm.
that indigenous just heritage that I know is in my ancestry.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Is there more?
Definitely.
Oh, what's after 8?
Yeah,
It
well,
is.
I wanted to thank you guys, by the way. Are you complete, Kathy? I didn't want to.
I am.
I wanted to thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited.
Thank you,
We get to
Miriam.
play together tonight. I was really excited because when I read it and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. We should do our next Cogno on this.
That was a
So there'll be
great
other
idea.
ideas coming through. Thank you very much. And I realized I'm also like voraciously eating up her YouTube channel. What a wise human.
Okay, can you hold the book up again? It's Ask Your Guide.
Yeah.
Ask your guides. Yeah.
Ask Your Guides and SONIA
Mhm.
CHOQUETTE. Okay.
Yeah. And she has a YouTube channel too.
And I'm
Okay.
following her on Instagram.
So she's got her own YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if like I have been just cleaning the house and like turning her on, and she has really nice clear titles, and I just wanted to I love like just new stuff, and it's hard in this environment with especially us who devour everything that's already out there, to find new material. But her
Right.
stuff is so fresh and not new as in like innovative new, but you know what I mean? Like it's she puts it together in such a nice and easy way for you to understand it. And she's so confident about it. I mean, it's just really, I just love her the way she communicates her stuff. So
Yeah.
Well,
Very.
so
thank you, Risa.